I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Dr. Joel Tan. Joel grew up in Singapore and then attended the University of Toronto for both his undergraduate and master's work. He then came to Harvard for the BBS program, where he joined the laboratory of Philip Cranchit. As a student, Joel distinguished himself both as an exceptional scientist and also an invaluable member of the community. His research led to the discovery of a new anti-phage defense system in bacteria, which he named Hai Long, a Chinese ocean dragon of protection. After graduation, he's going to continue his research as a postdoc, where he will use computational biology and machine learning to study protein structure, prediction, and design in order to address neurodegeneration. Joel's research accomplishments are really matched by his commitment to his fellow students in the rotation club, the data club, and also as a peer mentor, supporting other students as they navigate the challenges of graduate school. I'm really looking forward to hearing his talk today. Joel?
Thank you, Roz, for that very kind introduction. Good afternoon and welcome, faculty, friends, family, and my fellow graduates. It is truly an honor to be standing here today and addressing you all on this momentous occasion. Today is a very special day because not only are we receiving our doctoral degrees, but because today is the day we can finally answer the most complicated question that every grad student has been asked at one point by friends and families. So when are you finishing your PhD? For each of us, this path looked different to get here today. Some of us came to graduate school knowing exactly what kind of scientist we wanted to be. Some of us arrived with an ambitious but uncertain research interest, somehow hoping that grad school will reveal our purpose. Some of us arrived already fluent in the language of research, armed with years of experience. While some of us, right here, have never cloned anything in their lives before grad school and spent the first few months of rotation secretly Googling things like, what the hell are restriction enzymes? But despite of all the different paths we took to get here today, we all made it. Growing up in Singapore, this path was not always obvious or straightforward. In high school, I really wanted to study biology, but I was told many, many times that it was not a realistic path for me. My middle school grades were not good enough for the supposed rigors of biology classes, and I was forced to take the easier sciences like physics and chemistry, which we all know is simply not true if any of us have ever looked at an equation wondering why there were more letters than numbers. But there I was in those classes, and my grades suffered as a result, because I was never really given a chance to study something that I was actually interested in. So I graduated high school with C's and D's, and the message I received, directly and indirectly, was that higher education is probably not the right path for me. And for a while, it seemed like they might be right. I tried for 2 years to get into any university around the country and failed, both times. Eventually, on my third attempt, I decided to leave the country and the place that I called home to look for other opportunities overseas. That's when the University of Toronto took a chance on me, and that chance changed my life. It gave me my first biology class. It gave me access to mentors and labs. It gave me a community that allowed me to discover not only what science was, but who I could become through science. I often think about how much of my life depended on someone, somewhere, deciding that my past performance did not have to define my future potential. Someone opened a door that had been closed to me. And because of that, I eventually found my way here to Harvard, to the stage with you all, graduating with a PhD in biological sciences from one of the greatest research institutions in the world. And I just want to say that being here is an incredible privilege, but it's also a reminder that talent is everywhere, opportunity is not. There are future scientists sitting in classrooms right now who have been told that they're not good enough to take a class. There are students who have never met a scientist, never seen inside of a lab, never had someone explain that research is a possible life. There are people with curiosity, creativity, and potential who may never get a chance to show what they can really do unless an institution, a mentor, or a community opens the door for them. I'm here because people opened the doors for me, and I know many of you are here for the same reasons. We all are here today because a teacher encouraged us, because a mentor took us seriously, because a lab welcomed us even though we didn't know what we were doing, because someone answered our questions with patience instead of judgment, because family and friends supported us even when they did not fully understand why anyone would spend half a decade studying one single protein. And we are here today because we all supported each other. Graduate school has a way of making even the most independent person realize that science is never truly done alone. We all remember those early days, the G1 classes that we all took together, the rotations that honestly sometimes felt like an awkward 3-month-long hinge date. We remember PQEs that somehow turned a few pages of research proposal into a full-body stress response. We remember Slack messages and emails sent at hours when no one should be awake. We remember committee meetings, conference posters, fellowship deadlines, and failed experiments. But we also remember the moments that made it all worth it. The first clean result. The first time our hypothesis made sense. The first time we explained our work to our family and friends. The first time we realized that we were no longer pretending to be scientists, we had become scientists. And that transformation didn't happen in isolation. Science is a community project. It is lab mates reading your draft. It is friends from your cohort explaining a concept that you were too embarrassed to ask in class. It is mentors who challenge you and believe in you. It is friends, families, partners, and every one of you here who helped build the solid ground beneath our feet. And I know I can speak for many of my fellow international students here that the ground you built mattered more to us than you can imagine. Almost a year ago today, I was actually still in the air on the plane when Harvard lost its ability to enroll international students. And I landed at Logan to a barrage of over 100 text messages from friends, lab mates, and my advisor, all asking if I was okay and how they can help. What came after was truly inspiring, watching the whole HOOP community come together. Administrators fielded back-to-back Zoom calls with frantic students. Faculty and staff, lab mates, and friends from our cohort all supported us and reminded us that we all belonged at Harvard. All of this is just to say, at no point at all did we feel like we were facing any of these challenges alone. Leaving home to pursue science is a privilege, but it's also a leap. We build a life in a new country or a new city while carrying the distance from the people and places that shaped us. We navigate visas, uncertainty, bureaucracy, new cultures, and the strange experience of trying to become ourselves somewhere far from home. In these past few years, that uncertainty has felt heavier. Many international students have had to wonder not only what their next experiments would show, but whether the systems would allow them to stay, to work, to contribute. I'm a firm believer that science and research are stronger because they are shared languages, ones that allow for people from all around the world to come here, learn from one another, and work towards a common goal. Our labs are stronger because they include people from different countries, different backgrounds, different disciplines, and different kinds of lives. And the advancements and discoveries in research depend on collision of ideas, of method, of history, and of people. And that is especially true in the life sciences, because the problems we study do not respect borders. Pathogens don't care what passport you hold. Cancer doesn't ask you where you were born. Neurodegeneration, developmental disorders, pandemics, These are all human problems, and they require human talent. But for science to meet that responsibility, access matters, inclusion matters, and community matters. If we want science to serve the world, then the people doing the science must reflect the world. We need students from small towns and big cities. We need people from public schools and private schools, from this country and from around the globe. We need people who arrived here with perfect grades and people who needed that third chance. We need people whose paths were straightforward and people whose paths were anything but. Because science is stronger when more people can contribute to it. So as we leave this place, I hope that we can carry this belief with us. Whether we become professors, biotech scientists, policymakers, or entrepreneurs, we will carry our training with us. We will carry the ability to ask hard questions, to sit with uncertainty, to change our minds when the evidence demands it, and to keep going even if the answers do not come easily. But I hope that we also carry something more. I hope that we remember what it felt like when someone opened that door for us. And I hope that we become the kind of people that open doors for others. Let us be amazing mentors. Let us build labs, institutions, companies, and classrooms where people from many backgrounds can thrive. Let us make science more welcoming and more connected to the communities it's meant to serve. Because today we celebrate, but tomorrow we go back to work. Not just the work of science, but the work of building a society where talented people from everywhere can come together to solve problems that belong to everyone. Because talent is everywhere, curiosity is everywhere, potential is everywhere. And if there's anything that we've learned on this long road to the stage, it is that sometimes a single opportunity is all you need to achieve your goals. And with that, I look forward to seeing the ways each of you would transform this achievement into something larger than yourself by opening doors and by making science more welcoming, more collaborative, and more accessible to the next generation. Thank you.